Wow, man, this show continues to amaze me episode by episode. Guys, this is for The Last of Us episode 8. At this time, I actually don't know the name of this episode, but my lord, this was easily my favorite episode that I have yet seen of The Last of Us. It was just absolutely incredible from start to finish. There was just so much to love here. So this episode followed the story of David and his cannibalistic group from the game. And now, mind you, I never saw this part of the game. Never saw it at all. I must not have been present when my friends were playing it or anything like that. Totally missed this. So I was experiencing this completely brand new. And my God, this was just unreal. We had Scott Shepard. He was in the movie El Camino, and he was in a ton of other stuff. He was the one playing David. And then we had actually Troy Baker, who was the voice actor for Joel in the game, playing one of his accomplices people. And it was about them hunting down Joel and Ellie because they killed their friends back at the science lab or whatever it was, in Colorado or wherever. And it follows that story and how Ellie learns that they're cannibals and Ellie gets captured and things like that. And it is just downright fantastic. The first thing I want to talk about, because I've made a point of this in every Last of Us video I've done, is they actually utilized violence correctly here. And they didn't do it in many of the other episodes, so it frustrated me a lot. But here, we actually get the violence in a good, appropriate way. We don't get too much where it's overkill. We don't get too little. We get a good amount of violence, and it perfectly paints the picture of what we're going for here. It was just done so well, from everything, from the Joel interrogation scene, which was ripped, from what I understand from Reddit and reading Reddit, ripped straight out of the game, to Ellie stabbing David at the end of the episode, 80 times, literally, to just everything, the cannibalistic stuff we saw. When they showed violence in this episode, it was done appropriately. And that's exactly what I wanted. That is all I was asking for, and they absolutely delivered here. It's a prime example of when you use violence, it can tell a story really well. Not all the times, but this one just did it. And I'm glad to see we weren't following this path where it was just going to cut away every time something violent happened. We got stuff that was actually good here. Genuinely appalled at the quality of this episode. It was just done so unbelievably well. It really was. And I made a live stream. I think I said it. I'm not sure if I did, but I made a live stream and it flopped really bad. It was really difficult to record it. To be completely honest, I was having all sorts of issues. You could find my actual raw reactions there on the channel, but I figured let me actually record this and get out a real review of it, sort of, even though I already kind of did. I don't know. But yeah, I think the biggest takeaway from this episode was violence was done right, but there's a ton of others. One of the other big takeaways here in this episode was Bella Ramsey yet again absolutely, positively killing it, to the T, killing it. She did so well here. Can't believe the job she did towards the end of the episode when David was coming on to her and also trying to kill her, but, coming on to her in a sexual way. Her response and her face and her acting is just so good. It's the perfect Ellie. She is doing such an incredible job. I haven't seen an actor of her age with that much caliber, ever. Bella Ramsey, absolutely killing it. If I met you in person, I would buy you a beer. I'd buy you a beer. You're doing so good. So good. If by chance, which you're definitely not, but if by chance you were seeing this, thank you. Thank you for being a great actress. Seriously. I don't know where you studied, but you're awesome. Anyway, that being said, you get the point. Bella Ramsey did an absolutely stellar job. Bravo, bravissimo, I should say. Joel also did a great job here too. Pedro Pascal did a fantastic job here because, in other shows like Outer Banks, I referenced this in the live stream, but in Outer Banks, when Sarah Cameron gets shot and just dies and then magically comes back to life. Oh, I'm sorry if I spoiled that. I don't really care, to be honest with you, but she just magically comes back to life and is totally fine. Yeah, most shows do that where someone gets wounded and then they're fine the next day. Here, I like that we have Joel, who is clearly wounded, stay wounded the whole episode. Actually stay in that moment and feel wounded. And even when he's hurting people, you could tell he's hurt doing it. I love that. You don't get that a lot in shows. It was done right. Scott Shepard, like I mentioned, who played David, fantastic. Troy Baker in this episode, he had a smaller role, but fantastic. But Scott Shepard was really like the best casting I could think for David. Just done so brilliantly, so creepy. I can't imagine another actor doing it. Just downright fantastic. Like downright fantastic. I literally I can't give this episode praise enough. They deviated a little bit with the rabbit scene. The rabbit scene was not in this episode. I was a little disappointed in that. I wish they showed it, but whatever, it's not the end of the world. Very small scene. We got the iconic scene from the game that would have been hard to capture here. But everything else we got was just, oh my God, this has quickly become my favorite episode that I've seen. I need to rewatch it. Like, I have to do it. I'm recording this right after I made the live stream, so I'm like doing back-to-back reviews of this episode. But my Lord, oh my Lanta, so good. I can't wait to rewatch this one with a clear head, because in the beginning of the episode, I felt like I missed a little bit, so I want to go back and see what I missed. But I can't believe we're already at pretty much the end of season 1. We have one more episode left, season 9. Really, really, really interested to see how they're going to wrap that up, knowing what's to come with the game. Can't wait to see what they do. But what I can tell you for certainty is this episode was just downright magnificent. Really was. Kudos to everyone who made it, from Neil Druckmann to Craig Mazin to Pedro to Bella, especially in this episode, Bella Ramsey, Scott Shepard, Troy Baker, all of them. Man, just downright fantastic acting here. Just downright amazing performances. And from what I hear, I don't know for a fact, and I'm going to have to go watch now, but this looked to be straight ripped out of the game, pretty much one for one. I've been looking on Reddit, and people's responses have been fantastic from a game perspective. So that's good, I guess. I guess they did a good adaptation. I didn't see it, but it's good to know that this one was faithfully adapted, and also just so magnificent for people like me who haven't seen this. I liked that I liked that in this episode they had a whole like Bob from The Walking Dead tainted meat scene with with Ellie. And Ellie was like, "Oh, I'm infected. Like, you ate me, I'm infected, or you're gonna eat me or something, I'm infected, whatever." I love that. They kind of pulled like it almost felt like an homage to Bob from The Walking Dead. So that was fun to see. I don't think it was an homage, but it was fun to see for sure. Like, everything about this episode was good. The pacing was perfect. The acting was perfect. The story in general was just perfect. My God, this was easily the best episode. In my personal opinion, easily the best episode. I can't wait to see what other YouTubers have to say about this episode. I'm like really interested. I love watching reviews and things like that. I can't wait to see what they say, because I think this one's going to go down as the best. I could be dead wrong. I was disappointed in the episode 6 review and everyone hated me for it, yada yada, but like, I think this episode was truly great. That's my hill to die on. This episode was awesome. I can't wait to see what they do to wrap up this last episode, episode 9. And with that out of the way, thank you so much for watching this video. If you liked it, be sure to give it a like rating and subscribe if you haven't already, so you can see more of The Last of Us content, which I will be making analyses of and things like that after the show wraps up. I'll do a series review and all of that stuff, so look out for all that. And then I do Walking Dead stuff, Breaking Bad, all that stuff, so look out for that as well. And if you like this, again, like it. But thank you so much for watching this video. And until the next one, I'll talk to you later. Peace out.